Hello, students. Today we are going to study another topic that is attitude in consumer behavior. So let's begin with this. So, what exactly attitude is? We talk so much about attitude and this and all. Let's see what exactly attitude comes. So, it is an enduring organization of motivational, emotional, perceptual, and cognitive process with respect to some aspect of our environment. So, we live in an environment. So, we have some motivational factor, emotional attachments with something, perceptual of mind, and cognitive process. And these all come as an mix up and it creates an attitude. Okay, and it is learned this predisposition to respond in a consistently favorable or unfavorable manner with respect to a given object. So something will be asked to us or some situation come to us, either we will be in a favorable situation or we will be in unfavorable situation, and how we respond to it. Okay, thus an attitude is the way we think, feel, and act towards some aspect of our environment, such as a retail store, television program, or product. So whenever we see something, we start thinking on it, what exactly it is, and we feel something when we see some advertisement or any product. Okay, visit to any store. For example, you visit to a retail store of Reliance, so you feel very freshness over there, and you feel very happy over that side, because of the environment in that store. And we act to some situation in different way. For example, if you go to a restaurant, you ordered your food, but you don't get it in a specified time, and you start feeling, getting angry because food matters a lot. So you show some again attitude over there. So that is because of the environment which is there. In another words, if you see attitude is how positive or negatively, right? The one side is a positive, another side is a negatively, favorably or unfavorable, or pro or con, we say. A person feels toward an object, or even we can say, especially in the marketing. So this definition views attitude as a feeling or an evaluative reaction to the object. So overall, how we react to the particular situation, that comes as an attitude. Either we react in a positive way or negative way, or a favorable way, unfavorable way, or we talk it as a pro side or a con side. Okay, when we see. So in marketing also, when we see some products, services, we go visit. So there also we have certain type of attitude. Now, there are functions which attitude serves. So in key function is first one is a knowledge function. So some attitudes serve primarily as a means of organizing beliefs, what we have about objects or activities such as brands and shopping. So these attitudes may be accurate or inaccurate with respect to objective. So reality, but the attitude will often determine the subsequent behavior rather than reality. So attitude act as an knowledgeable function. Okay, so when we see some brands, okay, and we go for a shopping and we have some beliefs in our mind, so we could with that we go with the particular attitude that doesn't act as a knowledge function to us. So value expressive function, if you see, other attitudes are formed and serve to express an individual's central values and self-concept. So we are developed in a society where we are filled with values and we have some self-concept also. So those consumers who value nature and the environment are likely to develop attitudes about product and activities that are consistent with that value. It should come under your value and it should support the value. So these consumers are likely to express support for environment protection initiatives, to recycle and to purchase and use green products. So you might have seen Swachh Bharat, you might clean, go green. This should not harm the environment. Usage of this will cause this and that. So then the value comes. So value expressive function. Then is a utilitarian function. So this function is based on an operant conditioning. Okay, we tend to form favorable attitude toward objects and activities that are rewarding, and negative attitudes towards those that are not. So favorable attitude with an objectives and activity are rewarding, and negative attitude toward those that are not. So marketers frequently promise rewards in advertising and conduct extensive product testing to be sure the products are indeed rewarding. If you see, Surf Excel or Areen, they come with the market testing. They say this definitely is going to happen. Even Tide promises it. So this comes as an utilitarian function. Now comes the ego defensive function. Attitudes are often formed and used to defend our egos and images against threat and shortcomings. Okay. Products promoted as very macho may be viewed favorable by men who are insecure in their masculinity, or individuals who feel threatened in social situation may form favorable attitude toward products and brands that promise success or at least safety in such situation. So masculine, if you see here, so we have to defend our egos. So consumer always come in that and against the threat and shortcomings, what we feel. You have to feel macho. So you wear macho and you take masculinity shows in the products which act and which say that you are masculine. Okay. So in for example, you want to look at masculine, so use such products. The men will be men, and for example, you can find some talcum powders. So where this is used by ladies, and you have to use the masculine powder. So this all comes in that fact. Now coming to the nature of consumer attitude. So here plays an important role because marketers need to know what are consumers likes and dislikes because that serve them as a actual what the product should be. In simple explanation, these likes and dislikes, or we can say favorable or unfavorable attitudes. So if they like it, that act as a favorable. If they don't like it, that act as an unfavorable. So attitudes can also be defined as a learned predispositions to respond to an object or class of object in a consistently favorable or unfavorable way. So obviously marketers always need to understand this, so because their product success is come from the likes and dislikes which act as a favorable and unfavorable. This means attitudes toward brand are consumers learned tendencies to evaluate brands in a consistently favorable or unfavorable way. So if you see Maruti Suzuki, if I say Hyundai, if I say, so these words attract you. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, if I say Colgate, I say Tata, I say. So this all comes under brand, what you have learned from them, and you evaluate them. So more formally, an overall evaluation done by consumers for choosing a particular product. So there will be a rack, you go to see the products, and there will be so many toothpaste available, but the eye catching will Colgate and close up because you have learned from the brand how you get attracted. If your value and says that you are especially Ayurvedic choosing, then automatically you will move towards the Dabur Lal, Dant Manjan, or even you move towards the Patanjali, and even you can say move towards the Babul. So this is how actually attitude works, and consumer need to understand this. And attitudes helps us understanding why consumer do or do not buy a particular product or shop from certain store, etc. Okay, so this is again plays an important role for marketers. So they are used for judging the effectiveness of marketing activities, for evaluating marketing actions, or even before they are implemented within the marketplaces. So uh, overhauling at this, the nature has to understand by the marketers to successfully implement the product. A marketing strategy need to be used, advertising strategy to be used. Now, what are the sources of attitude development? First, personal experience. Obviously, we go through different experience in our lifespan. So, by using products, by usage, by listening. So, this all comes to the personal experience. From there, we develop the attitude. Next comes the needs. This basic needs. So, need of the consumer. So, that also act as an attitude. Selective perception towards something, personality, what type of personality we follow into, group of association, to which group we belong, we learn from them, and influential others. For example, if you like some teacher or professor or actor or a political person or someone is very highly respected in a family relations, so we learn some attitude from them also. So these were the sources. Now let's understand the tri-component model of attitude. It consists three things, okay? Cognition, conation, and affect. So let's see one by one what exactly cognitive component is. The cognitive component, it talk about person cognitions, that is the knowledge of a perception that are acquired by combination of direct experience with the attitude object and related to information from various sources. So here if you see, so it's all about knowledge of perception, and here consumer is acquiring it by combination of direct experience what he had with the object and even what information he has collected from various sources. Okay, sometimes if you want, if you think you can get it, for example using a laptop, particular model, particular price, then by direct using it you can get experience, or even you can refer some technical gurus on YouTube where you get the various sources of information also. Even you can go to the reviews of the product, there you can get the knowledge. So this knowledge and resulting perceptions commonly take them from of beliefs. So that is the consumer believer that the attitude object possess various attributes, and that specific behavior lead to specific outcomes. So whatever beliefs he has, so automatically it act as an attitude. It's all about the knowledge he has taken, acquired with his personal experience also, and from the various sources also. Now coming to the next, that is affective component. Consumers' emotions or feelings about a particular product or brand constitute the affective component of an attitude. So here comes an emotion or aspect. If you see a particular brand, for example, Star, if I say, so obviously you people remember the Gutka. So if there is a Star packaged drinking water, so how you feel? Okay. The same way Bisleri. If you say Savi, same thing comes to the when you go to purchase a salt. Okay. If you say Tata salt, so because of the brand, you have some emotion toward it. That is the affective component. Raymond, if we say Peter England, we say. So there are so many. Sometimes what happen, emotional come as a product where made in India, made in China. Okay, so this also come as an affective. Which country's brand it is. So these emotions and feelings are frequently treated by consumers researcher as a primarily evaluating nature. Okay, so that is they capture an individual's direct or global assessment of the attitude object. Okay, so the extent to the which the individual rates the attitude object as favorable or unfavorable, good or bad. So it's all fall under the emotional aspect. Now coming to the third aspect, that is conative component. So conation, the final component of the tri-component attitude model, and it is concerned with the likelihood or tendency that an individual will undertake a specific action or behave in a particular way with regard to the attitude object. Okay, so according to the some interpretation, the conative component may include the actual behavior itself. In marketing and consumer research, the conative component is frequently treated as expression of the consumer's intention to buy. How he is going to intend regarding purchasing a particular brand or a product. So buyer intention scales are used to assess the likelihood of a consumer purchasing a product or behaving in a certain way. So looking at the product, obviously a consumer behave in a manner, okay, in a good attitude, you can say he is ready to purchase it and he expressed that he wants to buy this particular brand. So that can be scaled also. So in conative, we talk about the intention of purchasing, okay, and it's always concerned with the likelihood, or you can say tendency, that individual undertake specific action, okay, with particular object, especially with particular looking at the particular brand or particular product and the goods which you are going to purchase. Thank you very much.